Hi everyone, it's Constellations here. So today is the patch notes for Black Desert Mobile April 6th, the week of 6th April. So you guys are getting the Constellations, where your alternate characters are finally a bit more useful than using them for the Tower of Trials. Because when you bring them in Constellations, their skills, etc., their build, it finally matters, as opposed to the Tower of Trials is just purely looking at the CP. So yada yada yada. The key thing about Constellation that I want to say is that it's the single best source for getting the getting good Avion runes. Okay. This is the one I was talking about. In fact, before I quit, I have never ever gotten the primer rune from this before. I opened quite a number of it. The best grade I got from this was just the raid, the Abyssal. But this is actually a great item for getting silver. If you have a lot of constellations, this sells for very nice silver. If I didn't remember wrongly, one of these is like 16.7k or 16.7 million, I can't remember. But this is in the whole game thus far is the item that gives the most silver, especially factoring into the quantity that you can get. There's decent silver to be obtained from this as well. All of these are pretty straightforward, I'm not going to run through them. I mean, this is like, it's just a rehash of the boss rush, really. But there is one important thing to note, which is the fact that, let me see, where is it? Unlike boss rush, you can't challenge a difficulty that's higher than your CP. You have to meet the required family CP just to challenge the next one. So that's the bad part about this. It means is that it kind of forces you to pump up your alternates. That's the reason why you see I have a lot of videos in the past where I was pumping up all my different alternates gear, getting them with full primer gear. So I will probably put a couple of them in the top right corner here and in the link for you guys to check out. But if you have followed my BDM playlist, you'll see that there's a lot of the videos where I was doing all the different kind of pumping of the alternate characters gear. So if you ask me whether it's worth it to craft raid gear for your alternate, actually I think it's okay. Just don't commit to the state of primer gear, because for you guys on global, you are on accelerated timeline, where the devs are always trying to play catch up to the Korean and Taiwan server. And that being the case, it means that the chaos is going to come to you guys much faster than it did in Taiwan and Korea. So it's actually better to save your resources and don't go for primer on your alternates, just go for raid gear on your alternates. You don't need to do it like me where I had primer across all my alternates. I mean, it helped a lot with my constellations, but it does pose a challenge in terms of getting enough dimensional fragments for Chaos Gear, because Chaos Gear really needs a lot of dimensional fragments. I'm talking about 1,000, 10,000 plus, or even 60G. So I'll put a couple of videos on the Chaos Gear as well for you guys to check out, and you'll see the amount of dimensional fragments I've been using. In fact, I think I had a video on a few thousand dimensional fragments that I have not published yet. The old video, but it's new to you guys because you guys haven't seen it yet. So I guess it's nice that they are doing a new kind of story event, story quests that people can get special rewards for the first 100 adventurers. Try to create a bit of hype. But other than that, it's not that fantastic. And Pearl Shop again has very little items. Yeah, they are all, in fact, they are all to be purchased using the pearl and black pearls. Okay, interesting. So let's go to the game itself, in-game itself. Okay, so let's take a look at the new items this week. This is so much better than the previous 1500 white pearls package, right? Because the previous one gives you like tier 4 to 5 pet chest, 1 mystical accessory, and the Room of Darkness chest, if I didn't remember wrongly, 100 of it. So in my opinion, this is a lot more worth it than the previous chest, because it directly gives you tier 6 pet. And that's really good. Especially if you haven't gotten in, especially if you're not fully done with your pets yet, in terms of getting their skill expansion. So yeah, this is pretty okay for this price. Given how rare it is that I think this is the first time that they are giving a tier 6 pet chest, if I'm not wrong, right off from the purchase. So this is nice. If you have the white pearls to spare, yeah, it's okay to get this. And then obviously you have the new content, the adventure token. The thing about the adventure token is that yes, the initial purchase can help, but you don't need to go all out on it. How should I put it? Once your knowledge level reaches something like 20-30 plus per boss, per constellation, you don't need to spend further. Because as they release new constellations, you're going to have a problem where when you want to get the tokens to be, when you exchange the tokens for the passes, you want to be able to get the newer ones rather than the existing one. And if your existing level is very high, the value of getting passes on the existing via the random group exchange is going to be more painful. In fact, for me personally, whenever the new constellation came out, I actually had to use some black pearls just to exchange. So learn from my lesson, especially if a Dolphin or FTB player, don't really need to go all out on it really. Leave some room for new constellations to come, because they will come. If I'm not wrong, the second wave of constellations came after Chaos Gear, and since I quit, there were 2 more waves of constellations being added. So in total, it has expanded 3 times already. Yeah, 3 times. So total 4, if you count it that way. So yeah, it will expand further. So my advice is okay if you have the white pearls to spend, maybe just buy for this week, to spend for this week. And obviously the black pearl is worth it, no questions asked, you should definitely get the black pearl one. Whether you want to spend the white pearls one really depends on what are your knowledge level for the 3 constellations and how many adventure tokens that you have. But I think for you guys, you didn't have the chance to really accumulate adventure tokens prior to this, if I'm not wrong, from the game. So yeah, that's a bit tough. So I'll say you don't need to go all out for this. Maybe for 1 week you can buy it all, but second week onwards you don't really need to spend on this. You can if you still want to. Like I say, if once your constellation level, knowledge level, it's like 20 or 30, it's okay to not commit and spend on it anymore. Spend on adventure tokens anymore. Okay, what else is there? Recall there being one more item, right? Okay, sales ending. Okay, so anywho, I'll say this is a good chest. This is a good package if you don't already have your tier 6 pets as well as the skill expansion. And it's okay to spend on this for like the first week, maybe even the second week, but you should not be spending more than that afterwards. Okay, but this is one that you should always spend on every week. The white pearl is the one where I say you don't need to go too overboard on it. Alright, so anyway, I hope this is helpful to you guys. I think that is it, right? Yeah, very boring pearl shop products this 2 weeks thus far. I guess they are holding off on selling packages that has a lot more adventure tokens. Because for us, when Constellation was first introduced, there were easily packages that gave you like 5,000, 8,000 tokens. Yeah, if I didn't wrongly, about 5 to 8,000 tokens. So anyway, this adventure token used to be called the Valor tokens. They actually renamed it when they renamed it in the most recent Constellation update on the Korea and Taiwan server. Alright, so thanks everyone for watching. I hope the content is helpful to you guys. Bye.